As our agency is continuing to administer and distribute Narcan, what are some tips that you have for staff in general that maybe have never done either?
Oh, I think there's a lot.
Yeah.
One of them that Roger and I were talking about earlier is number one big tip is to keep calm. Not everything is going to go out the way you planned, especially the first time when you're administering Narcan. As mentioned before, 1 minute is going to feel like 1 hour in the moment because there's a lot of external stimuli around you. Sometimes you have like community members that are coming up to you that are also in panic mode. So you got to figure out how to de-escalate them, de-escalate yourself, de-escalate your teammate, talk to EMS, respond accordingly to the client. So definitely that's one of them, is to keep calm, breathe, whatever you can do in the moment to kind of make you feel more like present-minded. It's really hard, but whatever that is, whether it's like an image or something that your teammate can tell you in the moment, like you got this, even something like that. Definitely, like those are big helping factors that I want to say. Another thing is to feel comfortable, like delegating tasks at that moment and being assertive and telling your team what your needs are. Like, hey, I need you to call EMS. Hey, put them on speaker. Hey, give me one more Narcan bag. Hey, where's my gloves? Things like that in the moment. And not taking it really personally, and maybe afterwards coming back and kind of debriefing, maybe if your tone was a little too assertive. I know Roger and I have talked about that. We're just like, I'm sorry. I know it sounded like I was yelling at you. I really wasn't. I just couldn't hear, things like that. Because when you hear like, 911 coming out and sirens and people yelling, you're not really entirely there when it comes to hearing your tone and how you sound. So delegating tasks and feeling comfortable doing so and communicating about it is also a huge tip.
Yes, just remain calm and always remember that it's not going to go as planned or as you train. So, but just remember the basics. That'll help you out. And again, with everything going on around you, be prepared for the negative comments. Be prepared for those things that are going to make you second guess what you're doing. Trust yourself, trust the training, stay calm. Teamwork is key. And again, like Roxana said, don't take anything in the heat of the moment personal. Everybody has a different kind of reaction, but just make sure that you remain calm. The last thing you need is both of you arguing while someone's overdosing.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And it could stir up even more panic in the community too.
Yes, because you have people there telling you to let them die. That's what they want. You have other people going, save them, save them. And you have other people just basically ranting off on whatever it is. So remain calm, just.
Lots of reactions. Yeah, definitely. Kind of like figuring out, maybe in that moment, like who's going to kind of do crowd control. If you're a bigger team that has witnessed this, like who can probably do crowd control and de-escalate, and provide tools or outreach equipment or engagement tools to whoever's kind of in the surrounding area, who's going to call EMS, and then who's going to actually like administer the Narcan and do chest compressions. So that's definitely something to look out for if you're a team that's bigger than 2.
Any last tips around distributing? Oh, sorry, Roger.
No, just to touch on that one, it'll happen faster than you think, and it'll go slower than you expect. So it'll take forever.
Thank you. And any last sort of thoughts or tips around distributing overdose bags or Narcan?
We try to incorporate it as much as possible in our like regular outreach routine. We distribute snacks, food, water, and we kind of just like talk to them about our center that opened up, and we kind of just like slip it in there, as Roger mentioned earlier, very casually, just first time just to gauge, to see the interest of the community members. Is there a trend that we're seeing on the blog? Maybe this blog isn't chronic heroin users, or maybe they have another substance of choice that we kind of need to like, tailor our engagement tools to. So it's kind of really getting a feel of the quad and bringing it up casually and telling them like, hey, we have these kits. I'm not sure if you've seen it before. Other centers also have it, like the Center for Harm Reduction or the Needle Exchange also has it. we also have it. Maybe you don't want to like walk that far. I just want to let you know that like we come out here on these days and we could bring it to you. We can supply you with it. So
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know if
And
there's
if all else fails, there's always the no questions asked approach. You know, if they need it, we can figure out all the administrative part on our end. But some people just really, you know, it's the don't ask, don't tell thing. You know, if you need it, we won't ask you anything else other than that. So always be open to that as well.
Yeah. And also like telling them it's okay if you don't want to talk to me about it. I understand. It's okay. If they're like, no, I don't need that. I don't use that. And it's like, that's all right. I'm just letting you know, like, if you ever know someone that does use, this is an option. We carry it and we're here in case you need it. And sometimes like you might go back out there and they're like, oh yeah, you know, this actually happened. I have this friend, but really no, it's not a friend, but that's okay. That, you know, had this situation. And we're like, okay, that's our in.
Yeah, always leave the door open. If they say no the first time, just say, hey, you see me around, just don't be afraid to approach me and ask me for some. If it's for you, if it's for a friend, or you hear someone else needs it, just, you know, ask me and you'll get it. Or you can go to the center and get it there. Always leave it open that, hey, you can take it anytime. You just, not whenever I ask.
Yeah, I think the goal isn't to always like make sure they have the, you know, Narcan OD bag. Like that's not the goal always for us as outreach, is to make sure that they know that we're approachable. I think that's a big goal, that like these guys are safe. I can go to them when I want to talk about this. It doesn't have to necessarily be about talking about getting Narcan or getting extra Narcan, but just talking about substance use in general. Maybe there's like other substances of choice. So we want to leave the door open for that too. Or maybe mixing substances is something that they're partaking in. So we also want to leave that door open.
Yeah, we went from being known as like the housing people to like the medical people now. So it's a real cool thing. So, you know, you want to build that trust that, you know, you're not just a one-trick pony. You're here for multiple services, and that's actually the point. So it's pretty, and again, the best tool you have is your own clients, your own current clients. Ask them about their environment. Ask them about their surrounding community. They'll give you that information. If you have that good rapport with them, if you have that trust with them, they'll lead you to the people who need the help. They're your biggest asset. They're your biggest tool. They're your biggest informant.
Yeah, that's very true.
To view the full discussion, visit the Harm Reduction SharePoint page and the Learning Department's Harm Reduction playlist on YouTube.